Today's Tuesday, it's the 10th of October 2023 and we're at the bus stop and we're waiting for a bus into Palma. Not sure whether we've just missed one or whether one's about to arrive. We'll soon find out. Always lucky, the bus is coming. We had to wait just about 2 or 3 minutes, so that's perfect for us. Anita's carried on the bus. I've got off the bus here. She's going to meet a friend, Yvonne, and I'm going to go for a little walk this side of Palma. So I've got off the bus near to the top of Jaime III, that's down there, and down here we can see the riverbed. It's actually got surprisingly quite a lot of water in it. It'll all be coming from the mountains from the rains that we had a few weeks ago. Anita will get off at the other side of Palma, probably near the Plaza España, and she'll be meeting Yvonne. Oh, I'm going to meet her. Well, that's really nice. A moment's catch up with a former colleague at Baleares International College. So yeah, so I've got off at a place I don't usually get off. We get off at this stop sometimes if we're catching the bus to the airport. That's Jaime III there, and the same stop I got off, there is a bus, the A1, which takes you directly to the airport, and for us that's the way you do it. In the winter time, when some of the other buses into the airport stop, that's what you need to do, the A1. So Palma Nova being the very popular place that I go for the walks, and we were there last night. The A11 is the one that takes you to those sorts of places, Palma Nova, Magaluf, Santa Ponta Peguera, right through to Camp de Mar. Well, that will be stopping at the end of this month, end of October. And so if you continue to want to use the bus, then it's 2 buses. It's not difficult, and it's still very reasonable. So you get the A1 into Plaza España, and then at Plaza España you'll change to one of the other buses that's taking you to wherever you're going. So that's down in front there, that's Jaime III, Jaime III, and that's one of the main shopping streets, or traditionally one of the shopping streets, with some posh shops down there. So you can buy yourself a diamond ring or a Rolex watch. It has El Corte Inglés, but I'm going to walk this way following the riverbank. So the riverbank's on my right, and I'm now heading effectively towards the sea. And I'm going to actually go down to the front here. Still masses of work going on the front, and that's having an effect on us. We usually go and pick our friends up, and some of the roads are actually closed now, so we can't do it. Riverbed over there, Jaime III just behind us, and one of the reasons for coming down here is that Siobhan and Ian, I think they said they were going to the Saratoga, and quite a few other people have said they're going to be staying at the Saratoga Hotel, and that's where it is there. So you're very, very close to the shopping area, and I'm just going to walk from here down towards the seafront, which isn't very far at all, but right in between us and the seafront is the Espaluard Art Gallery Museum. We've come out early this morning. Anita likes to make an early start when she goes to see Yvonne. It gives her more time to do the shopping or whatever they do on their walks, I don't know. And so it isn't even 10 o'clock in the morning yet, and that means it's a lot fresher. It's really nice, not cold but cool, much more pleasant for walking. We're going to have to start getting up earlier in the morning and enjoy this nice cool weather. This is that's the entrance to Espaluard, and you've got it's an arty area and quite modern sort of art. And I'll just show you this one here. I can get the sun right on it. It's like an upside down house, upside down church. And there's a little park here, which will have, in the next few weeks, it's going to have some lovely Christmas lights. They're still just over a month away. I'll carry on walking down here, actually in the road. So. Surprisingly, some litter here. Hoping and assuming that the cleaners will be out and all of this litter will go, because that's just not normal. There have been some complaints recently, though, in the press saying that Mallorca is becoming a little bit scruffy and needs a bit of cleaning and TLC. I'm just coming up to here because this is the Baluard. I think I'll do the Baluard Museum on another day, but that's the entrance to it. Baluard Museo of Contemporary Art. Not even sure it's open this early. Now, normally I would go through the park there. There's a nice park, lots of shade. I think I'd try something different. I've never walked down here before. Not this way. But we're heading down and we're heading towards the sea. This is actually a road I've never been down. It gives you an opportunity to see the walls. Plaza de Per Bonnet. Looks like there's a bit of a cattery down here. It's a bit of a slope, and because it's got these stones underneath the feet, it's a little bit uneven. This is actually somewhere I've never walked before. It's always nice to go to different places. There's a little area there with a stage and some seating. Just fascinated, so I'm just going to take a little bit of a look, because here we've got some archaeological remains. See the cat walking on the wall up there. These sorts of things always fascinate me. Give us a picture of what Palma was like hundreds and now thousands of years ago. And, yeah, I'm sure you can actually walk on parts up there, which is a little stage they've got here. So nice seating there. We have some private performances. And it's got electricity. There's power to it, so it's obviously something that is used. And this is actually the Plaza de Per Bonnet. The road meanders down that way. This is actually, I think, looks like a rear entrance to Espaluard. If you're driving along the front, then you'll see these boxes. I'm not sure what it's supposed to represent, but you will see them from the Paseo Maritimo down there. And this is the rear entrance of Espaluard. I had no intention of going in here. I didn't know where this brought me out, but rather than go down the streets down there, I'm going to go back through here and we can have a look. The opening times are from 10 till 8, 10 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock. And the complex is open from 8 o'clock till midnight. And I'm not sure where, it doesn't look as though it's open anymore, but there was a cafe here. So this terrace was somewhere you could come and sit and watch the world go by. It does give you a nice vantage point to look down on the Paseo Maritimo or this piece of art. I'm still not sure what it is. Very, very uneven stones here. And down there we've got the Paseo Maritimo. So my aim is actually to get down there, but now I'll have to walk back a little way in order to go through the park. So that's the restaurant, which they're obviously doing a lot of work. That's going to take a bit of a while to sort out. But when it is done, I'm sure that's going to be really quite a nice place to sit and have a coffee or a meal. Three-dimensional artwork. Oh, there is actually a plaque. I didn't. It's a tiny little plaque for such a big structure. And it tells us that it's a bronze from 2007 by Santiago Calatrava. Bow it's called. Not sure how to interpret modern art. So there's different things here. There is actually a little auditorium where we've been to concerts down below here. It's quite interesting. I remember years ago seeing a pile of bricks at the Tate Modern in London, which was described as a work of art. Well, here we go. It's a pile of granite set out in rows. With small spaces in between each row. You do have to have some way of interpreting this. This is actually by, sounds like an English artist name, Richard Long, and it's called Five Paths. and it's from 2004. And as I suspected, all of the stones here are made from granite. I used to talk to my students a lot about granite. There's the museums, because they're just about getting ready to open up. It's just gone 10. As I said, I'm not going to be doing that today because I think that might be a full day's visit. It is quite modern. There's lots of little steps here, which Anita would be telling me about. They're almost invisible because of the stones, but they put some little cat's eye type things there to help you. And yeah, school group here coming in. This is Trui, they're event organisers here, and they must be doing something inside Baleares. There's not particularly any breeze today, but the air is just that little bit cooler than it has been. So typically last night we were out in Palma and it was 26 degrees at 8 o'clock in the evening, and it had been warmer than that during the day. The temperatures are due to change, but not for a few more days yet. And looking at the weather forecasts in the newspapers, local newspapers here, they were talking about temperatures in some parts of the island reaching 35 degrees before the weekend. That could be very hot. And then on Sunday, there's a possibility that the weather will change and there'll be a drop in temperature. We might see some rain. We could even see some storms. So Angela's coming to stay with us next week, so hope we get some fine days, and if it's a little bit cooler, I'm sure she will like that. This might be a bit too warm for her. Just crossing the Puente, the bridge. The water going down into the sea there. And hopefully I'll be crossing that bridge very soon in the distance. This park is referred to as Safashina. Got a children's play area up at the top, and to get towards Christmas, we have a little bit of a fun fair for the youngest of the children, and they have quite a few events going on here throughout the year, so you'll find different part times of the year. It's very difficult to predict when. You'll find that there will be tents put up and there'll be food trucks here, and the fiestas will begin. Not sure when that is though. There is, if one else fails of course, there is a cafe here. It's quite nice. I'm going to walk into the park. It's quite a pleasant park. You see, we've got all of these electric scooters now to watch out for. No children in the park today because it's a school day, and most of the youngsters over there. This is the bar. It's got a nice terrace out here. Get yourself an early morning coffee. This is the park for the really younger children. Just going to walk through it. It's sandy here. And then over on this side you've got a park for the grown-ups. So many parts of Mallorca now have got these exercise machines where adults can come and do a little bit of exercise. So first one here is a little bicycle. You can sit down and just move your knees. Maybe that's something I need. And then there's 3 more further on there. Just a little one further up, some different things. I think it's a great idea. Just walking down, you might be able to hear the water now. We've got water features. It does help to cool the air in the summer months as the water evaporates. It cools everything down a little bit. Just having a drink. Lots of steps where I am, but there are ramps, so you don't have to do the steps. And this is the monument in front, which has caused such controversy over the years. This is a monument to the fallen, and the reason there is such a controversy is that it's associated with the Franco era, and certainly the socialist parties wanted to see it torn down. They went as far as having it commissioned to be taken down. We now have another political regime, and they've said no, we're going to carry on as we are. People will have different opinions, but I think history is history, and it's a part of Mallorca's history. There's a big, long, I don't know what you call it, some writing to tell you about some of the events in different languages. So I'll just, I'll read to you this one, because this one's the one that's in England. It says in English, this monument was built in the year 1948 in memory of the victims of the sinking of the cruiser Baleares during the Civil War of 1936 and 1939. Today it's a symbol for the city of the democratic will to never forget the horrors of war and dictatorship. And that's Palma, 2010, so it's 13 years old. There's that. The actual monument is somewhat old, of course. And we surely don't have to forget these things. We don't want them to happen again. The world is in, at the moment, as I record this in October of 2023, seems to be in a little bit of turmoil, a lot of turmoil, and people losing their lives, losing their livelihoods, losing their families. It makes me very, very sad. And it also reminds me of how lucky we are just to live in a peaceful place. The fountain here not switched on, so different times of the year this area here will have lots of food stalls, and market stalls will run all the way along the bridge that I'm about to cross, and all along the front of Mallorca. But nothing today, just me and a walk, hopefully in the shade. I've got to go through the blazing sunshine as I cross the bridge. So this is the bridge that I was looking at. There. So I was on the other bridge on the other side. And this is the river. It never looks as though it's got very much water in, but historically Palma has been flooded in the past to such an extent that hundreds, thousands of people have drowned, died. It's just incredible. You can tell we're in an arty area, much of Palma has got lots of art. This is actually by Betty Gold, 1999, Tiron 1. Again, someone will need to explain the art. And as I'm walking along here, if you look up, you can see popping out of Espaluard at the top there, the work of art that you can see from the Paseo Maritimo. It's quite a landmark as you're wandering along, as you're driving along. Just on the other side there is La Lonca del Pescado. That's the fish market. And if you go there at about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, they'll be auctioning off the fish that have been caught the previous night. So the trawlers come in, the fish, they all get loaded into boxes and with ice. And the shopkeepers, the restaurateurs come along to the fish market, and it's an auction. It is the most efficient auction you could possibly imagine. I guess they have to be like that. It's such a fresh product. And they go along on a conveyor belt, and as they go in front, each of the people who wish to buy have like a little remote control, and they just put their bid in, and it'll flash up to say who's actually won the bid. Got lots of lovely palm trees along here, which are offering nice shade. And all the way along we'll find different works of modern art in my description. Again, in just a few weeks, all of this will have lights and getting ready for Christmas. So the Christmas lights will soon be appearing along here. And I'm told they've already put them up in the Borne, which is where we're heading, so we'll be able to see if that's true, see what progress they've made, whether they're still working. If I'd gone down that winding street near to Espaluard, I would be in amongst the buildings here at the top. It's actually been that way. It's another work of modern art. Almost cathedral-like to me. I'll move over to this side so I'm still in the shade. Iron gates. Quarter past 10 in the morning of the 9th of October 2023. And I'm sure Anita will be admiring all the wonderful flowers along here. Very red. And the photograph taken. I'm walking directly into the sun. Nice to see some grass as well, and obviously well watered. And this is where you'll find the sign where people get their photograph taken. So there's usually a queue of people, a queue of tourists just here, waiting to have their photograph taken in front of the Palma sign there. Unfortunately, somebody's gone and put stickers on it. How unfortunate is that? And across the road, across the other side here, is a statue monument to Ruben Dario. The streets here go off into La Lonja. So before they built the Paseo Maritimo and all of the buildings on that side, the sea used to come a lot closer to you. Just in there's lots of cafes and bars, and there's a bit of an uproar at the moment because they're going to be allowed to extend their hours, extend their use of the terrace area outside, and people who live there are not happy about it. I have a lot of sympathy with them. I do have sympathy for the owners of the bars and the restaurants. They obviously need to recoup all of their losses. There's cannons outside the government buildings here. So I've just come a little bit away from the road to find shade, and it's a little bit quieter. Little courtyard here, and there's, as you go round the corner, there's another area which I've actually been to a presentation to. I can't remember what it was for, many years ago. In recent years, Mallorca has become very much a centre for making films, and out of that has grown a company called Palma Pictures. Palma Pictures now have film studios just on the outskirts of the city in the Majorca area, and but it started off as a small company. In fact, a small company up a set of stairs just off this square. You can see the bars, the restaurants all starting to open up. I'm going to carry on down the back streets there. Lots of little alleyways that you can walk down, and lots of bars, cafes, restaurants, really nice places to go to. And if you come in the evening, you'll find that place buzzes. There's already a really good smell in the air of food. It's like breakfast. Place there for rent. Nice location, but I can imagine it gets a little bit noisy there. Here's a place advertising breakfast, fresh juices, toast, coffee. Government building. I have all the best buildings in all the best places. The restaurant serving breakfast. In there, bocadillos. shade will be on the other side of the street, so I'm going to make my way to the far side there. There's actually a few market stalls up. And it's one of the places you can get the sightseeing bus, which we did last year, and we were most disappointed. So it's not something I can highly recommend that these cars go. I think they're getting ready here actually for a marathon, some sporting event. Whenever that happens, you'll get the market stalls popping up. But over the last year or two, they've been doing a lot of work in Parc de Mar. Parc de Mar just down here, just a walk around. So, a lot of stalls, not always here. And then there's some street sellers with their wares, which is I'm not sure how legal that is, but this is Parc de Mar, and it's like an enclosed area of water that has been captured from the sea. So the sea would originally have come up to the cathedral walls here. But now the Paseo Marítimo, the road that goes along the front there, is cordoned off this area of water, which is it's a nice area, nice bar, but the flagstones were very uneven, so they were replaced. It took them a long time to do it, but now it's done and it's all open, and you can see it's very, very busy. My guess is there's a cruise ship in, maybe more than one. We came by bus, so we didn't see that. And well, business people on the island are arguing at the moment with the government of the island, because the government wants to restrict the number of cruise ships, and the businesses are saying, but they bring in money, they help to feed us. And it's absolutely true, of course. And they do spend money when they come. So there's a bit of an argument going on as to whether we should limit even more the number of cruise ships that come, or whether we should have a free-for-all. One of the issues has been is the amount of pollution that these cruise ships bring with them. Most of them, when they come in here, leave their engines running all day. They need to provide the electricity to keep the boats, ships running while they're in port. But that means you've got the effectively a small power station belching out fumes into the atmosphere. And a few years ago I was surprised, shocked I think, to find that the port area of Palma had some of the most polluted air in the Mediterranean, and I'd always considered our air to be very clean, and obviously not necessarily the case. There has been a move by the government in order to allow the ships to connect to the grid. I guess that means huge cables being put in, because they will need huge amounts of electricity, and it will just then redistribute where the pollution goes. You still have to generate the electricity, and it's certainly not all green electricity. So yes, arguments in both directions for whether we should have more, less, or keep the status quo. We're in October, and I'm now seeing a very big advert for Oktoberfest, which if you don't catch it soon at Sonoma, you're going to miss it. So this started on the 29th of September and goes right through to the end of this weekend on the 14th of October. And it's not something we've ever done. And it's a problem for us, really. Anita doesn't drink beer, but I'm sure they provide other things. And if you're going, well, for us, probably go by car, and that means I can't drink beer. So the Oktoberfest is not something that Anita or I have ever got involved with. I have friends who have great fun. I think they just get together and get a minibus to take them, bring them back. Just cross over here. That road there goes up to Plaza Court, and I'm going to Plaza de la Reina. It's this wonderful fountain. These fountains are all sort of ancient air conditioning, if you like. As the water evaporates, it removes heat from the atmosphere around it, and it cools the air. So, it was a good idea in the hot sun to have these fountains going. I'm just going to leave Plaza de la Reina. And then we're going to the Borne, which is here. Let's see, Passage des Born. It's a really nice area we can walk, and lots of events do go on in here at different times of the year. And if you've been watching our videos, many videos in the Bourne at different things. One of the things we like, of course, is the around Christmas time coming down here to see the lights, and when the kings come in, this is one of the spots we usually come to watch them. And then around Easter time for the processions, and last year to watch the demons. What's the demon is? Main Palma post office is up there. Not a place I've ever actually used. Well, the newspaper this morning said that Christmas lights has started going up. I don't see any sign of them here. Maybe when we get to Via Roma later on, it's where I'll be meeting Anita. She's gone for a bit of shopping, and we're going to meet up for lunch later on. Just across the road, just some of the beautiful architecture that we have here. This is actually now Zara's, it's the clothes shop. It actually has the inscription there in the stone of Bonn. The next one with the silver ball, incredibly large silver ball. Yeah. Here's the Casal Soderic, and it's an art centre. Again, I think that's for another date. Just do need to go there though. It's very reminiscent of, I'm going to say somewhere and I can't think where, maybe Barcelona. Just a last look, and this will be spectacular when the lights are down here for the Christmas. They're going to be much earlier. They're going to be put on a Thursday, I think it is, in November, just before Black Friday. The idea to encourage people to come in, spend some money. Bikes that you can hire. I'm not sure how that works for tourists, but certainly as a resident, it's part of the Mobi Palma, which is part of the situation what I've used today in order to come into Palma on the bus. See the cafes all doing very well here. The most famous of which, no, not this one, that's McDonald's. No, the one at the end there is Bar Bosch. When I started the video, I was at the top of Jaime III, and Jaime III there, so I was at the other end of this road, which is a road with galleries on either side, so come rain, come shine, you can enjoy the shade or enjoy the rain-free walk up and down there, and some very nice shops. This is the Bar Bosch, and if I'm lucky, between the buses you'll get an image of C&A. C&A used to be in England many, many years ago when I was living there, and then it closed down, like many other shops, but it's remained here in Palma. So that's where the road that goes up to Roma, it goes up to Teatro Principal, it goes up to where I'm actually going to end up today later on for lunch, but I'm not going to go that way now. I'm just going to go down to these side streets, and now I do see the Christmas lights. So the newspaper wasn't telling me tales. The Christmas lights have actually started. I just noticed something here. Hotel Bar Bosch. Hotel Bosch. I didn't actually know they had a hotel. Yeah. But these little passages really quite fun to walk along. And you're guaranteed some shade. So the place is not quite got to opening up yet. It is a little bit early. Little hotels right in the centre of town. So I'm going to go right here. That would take me to the Plaza there, just down from Teatro Principal. Lots of little shops along here, so nice area to walk along. Yeah, all the Christmas lights are already along. And the church is open. Not time to go to a church today, I don't think. I will just take you around the corner here because there's a bust. This is Frédéric Chopin. And well, Chopin came to live here for his disastrous winter in Mallorca, which was recorded by his lover George Sands, a lady, by the way, who wasn't a real name. Anyway, she wrote a book called The Winter in Mallorca, and Chopin wrote some beautiful music while he was here, up in the monastery of Valdemosa. You'll find lots of things to do with Chopin here on the island. This way. I'm actually going to go this way because I think normally I would go straight on, so have a little change and just go left. You never know what you're going to see. There's lots of art galleries and some I'm not going to point the camera at. So look at this. Absolutely fascinating places. Another gallery here. Got various estate agents with loads of houses that I just can't afford. You get glimpses of courtyards through iron gates. So, Palma College. It's a sixth form college. Guess these are students from Palma College. That's the post office down there, by the way, so I've just done a bit of a circle. Area that Palma Council need to sort out. Graffiti down here. And more Christmas lights. Ooh, it's a bit steep, this part. Just below Plaza Court. Just behind these buildings up here. fact, we will get close to Plaza Court as we go up to the Mallorca shop. Hat shop. I just love the chilies here. Look at those. Beautiful colours. Anita does grow them, and I just put them in the freezer and then use them as I need them. Here's the Mallorca shop. Not open, but they have a new shop at the football stadium. They've taken over the old Mallorca cafe, and it's really quite a grand place. You can see people looking up here. It's because behind me there's some nice architecture. Just have a look up there, you can see. Beautiful buildings. That's Plaza Court in front of us. Someone was asking recently where Anita obtained her parasol. So she's recently had a new parasol, and it was just along from here. There's a shop that specialises in umbrellas, parasols, and fans. And that's where she's had her last two. This is the Barcelona shop. Oh, don't look there. Hand away. Setting up the tables outside. Plama. Saw the crowd in this shop. Very nice. Definitely a nice time to come for a walk in Palma. This is the Paraguas shop. So you can see all the fans there, walking sticks, wallets, gloves. You can see Anita saying later on that she's going to need a pair of gloves, so that's the sort of thing I think she would like. I'm not sure. Castanets. And these are all the lots and lots of different umbrellas in there, and of course the parasols. And not particularly cheap, but Anita does get great use out of them. So much so she wears them out.
Ich höre das sofort zurück ins Zimmer, jetzt nicht sofort hören.
Get your fridge magnets here. Cork has become the material. See lots of cork on the market stalls and shops now. That was Carrera de Jaime II. That's where you'll find the paraguas, the umbrellas. It's very, very close to Plaza Mayor. It's the plaza that's right in front of me. I'm going to go into Plaza Mayor, but then I'm going to head towards Sindicato. And some more chilies over there, even more brightly coloured.
Hier steht was für 5 Minuten.
So this is Plaza Mayor in front, and lots of little market stalls. Down below there's a car park and what used to be a gallery of shops, but the gallery of shops has been closed for years, and it's beginning to look now as though it might reopen. When? Well, that's another question. But the new government has actually been in talks with the people that had the locales there, and progress apparently has been made. This is Plaza Mayor. Lots of restaurants all the way around the sides, and a lot of sun on that side. The British consul used to be down there, but they moved out many years ago and are up a little bit closer now to the Plaza Oliver, the Oliver Market. Just going to walk through here. Gabriel Fusta Mayans. That'd be one I need to look up. This is one of the streets that Anita will come down shopping with Yvonne. Gentleman's outfitter. So this is called Sindicato. Still thinking about this man-baggy thing. Do I want a leather one or a nylon one? What am I going to put in it? Questions. Last days of the sales there. Hat shop. Just back at the top there's one with a very wide brim. More like a Stetson. American. Quite fancy one of those. Give me plenty of shade. 72 euros there. Some very expensive ones in here, 144 euros. Whoa. I only want to keep the sun off. What about that one? Nice bright red one. And more graffiti. Now there's a penknife and a half. Big one's 125 euros. Don't think it would fit in my pocket.
Sí, uno que viene.
One thing Anita's come in search of today is wool. I think she's had a little commission, and I'm not sure, it's up one of these side sheets, but I'm not sure which one, to buy some wool to make a cardigan. Liquidation. Need a suitcase? Could be the place for you to go. That actually might be where the wool shop is.
Wow, qué guapo.
Actually back now to where the bus stop is that we used to catch the bus home. In fact, there is it's the 46. It's the bus we come to Palma on, and then we get the 47 back.
He visto y son 2 horas.
I'm going to head now towards Plaza España. This is the one of the coffee shops we go to with Yvonne. Guessing that's where Anita and Yvonne started their walk today. But I would imagine they're long gone now. Probably in El Corte Inglés. More works of art. Busy with cars. There's a lot of areas where cars are restricted, but this one I don't think has any restriction because it goes to the market. The market's got a big car park. Down there, see the cars from the avenidas, which is going to be equally busy. It's now 11 o'clock. So I've been walking for about an hour. Probably time for a sit down somewhere. This is the Olivar Market. I did think of going in there. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do that now. Good thing about today is there should be fish on sale. So some of the fish that came in to Mallorca, that I showed you the market earlier on, will end up here at the fish market. I suppose I should go in and show you. Cross over here. I have done videos of the Oliver Market, so if you want to see a little bit more detail inside, then have a look for that. Olivar, O-L-I-V-A-R. I'll try and just go through the fishy part now. Perhaps the biggest market in Palma. Lots of fruit, veg, meat, and lots of things in between. Lots of eateries as well in here. Lots of places where you can come and have a beer, tapas. For me, it's the fishy bit today, and that's this part. So lots of places in here where you can eat fresh fishy things, but fish is your thing, then this is the place to be. Look at the size of those. Part of the Mediterranean diet, of course, and very popular with the locals. If you don't come early enough, you don't get it. Lampuga, that's on the menu in. Anita was asking what a lampuga was. There you go. It's on the Esreco menu today. Salmon. You can see it. Lots more to it down there, lots of eatery places, and I'm not going to walk down, but lots more fish stalls down here. It's a big market with lots of beautiful fresh fish. Of course, fish is your thing. I'm just going to go out now on the opposite side. Library up there. Shops close by the Oliver Market here. Getting close now to Plaza España. So I've just turned into this little sort of a square here. But the main reason for that is if you look up, then you might see the British flag flying up there. And it does actually say British Consulate. And if just get a bit close to the building, you can actually see the sign. So this is where the British Consulate is. That's just there is the Oliver Market. And should you need the British consulate. And this is the office where you'd have to come. I think everything pretty much is done by phone these days. But certainly years ago, I used to be much more involved with the British consul and British consulate. So much so that I was on a disasters and emergencies committee at one time, which really involved helping out if there was a disaster or an emergency here in Mallorca that involved British people. So it was how we would handle that sort of thing, as if there was a fire or something at a disco and that sort of thing, which thankfully has not happened here. But how we would deal with that, who would answer the phones, who would meet the families as they arrived at the airport, and what answers you can actually give to the press. So that's many years ago. We don't as such have a British consul here based in Mallorca, which is unbelievable considering the number of British visitors we get to the island each year. So we do have a consulate office where the representative of the British consul is, and the British consul is actually based in Barcelona. But the office here will deal with your issues. If you lose your passport, I guess they're the ones you would contact. So Plaza España, and well, not going to see much of it today, I'm afraid. Just like the Paseo Marítimo, it's under construction, and the poor people who've got businesses along here are suffering this for months and months on end. It's not something that's going to go away anytime soon. This is projected to go on right up until next year sometime, which is a real pain. I think even more of it now is blocked off than was ever before. One of the things the tourists come to photograph is the statue here. Even that is cordoned off. So while we've got tours, people saying what interesting place this is at the moment, it's not so good. At least we get an idea of what it's going to look like when it is done. A little bit more greenery. It doesn't look to be a lot of shade in there. All at a cost of €2.5 million. Well, I'm sure it's going to look very nice when it's finished. But basically, it's to replace these tiles here, which look to me like slate. And they're chipped, they're broken, and some of them are completely missing and just been cemented over. So that's the main object, and it doesn't look as though they've got anywhere near to any of that yet.
Sorry to cut in, find out.
This is where a lot of the buses come in. If they don't go into the bus station, a lot of them will be around here. The bus station is just across the road. Well, I've stopped off at the Bar Cristal, which is in Plaza España. It's one of the iconic bars in Palma, right across from the station, the railway station, and the bus station where the buses start. So it's really quite a famous place. Did actually change hands for a time, but it's back as Bar Cristal now, and well, I can watch the world go by. It's quite a noisy area, of course, because we've got the avenidas here, But I've got my small shandy, so cheers. And a few little nibbles to go with it. Keep me going until I have lunch with the ladies, and hopefully Adolfo will be there as well. So I think that's it from me for the time being, so thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now. So this is where they're putting up the Christmas lights. See, I'm in Via Roma now, and here's one of the balls which will be going up into the trees here. They've already put the lights around the trees, and if you go a little bit further around, you'll see how they put these up. Yeah, the cherry picker out and hanging the balls up from the trees. This is going to look fantastic when it all gets lit up towards the end of November. This part's already been done. All the lights are up there, and I guess he's about halfway down. He's got a long way to go. Seems to be working all on his own. Will look good when it's all finished.